Hi Dan, I'm using artificial intelligence to create an audio file from these notes I'm putting together here, reminiscing on some of our history. If I attempted to record my regular voice, I'm not sure you'd be able to make much sense of it, as my voice has been reduced to a pretty indistinct whisper, at least most of the time. Now that I'm in the hospice program for my multiple medical problems, I have some extra time on my hands, which I usually use for cruising down memory lane, reflecting on the twists and turns that in sum total constitute the story of my life. When thinking about the times those twists and turns included you, I've come to an unusual conclusion, and that is that one afternoon stands out for me over all others. It was an afternoon we spent sitting on the front porch of that old farmhouse on the Blanco Road dairy property. One of your groups owned the property, as I recall, and I was riding with you when you pulled in there to check on something. We ended up sitting on that front porch for a pretty long time, just talking about things as we had a penchant to do. Why I remember that particular occasion and the things we talked about is a mystery to me. I remember much of what we talked about, but none of it would seem worthy of implanting itself in my memory as indelibly as it has. I remember we discussed whether air conditioning or TV had the most impact on our culture as we had known it in our childhoods. We discussed the concept of each of our individual selves/souls being one with God. And you told me that you thought that was correct, and as I recall, you based that on the fact Kerpel had you and others carrying a sign in a parade of sorts while you were in India, and the sign said, "We are one." Maybe I remember and revere that afternoon because it is so representative of our friendship. It was unembellished with pretense or competition. Just two guys who admittedly had no answers, but were willing to share the awkward moments of inquiry into the great mystery of life. I've never had another friendship like ours. I will treasure those memories as long as there is a me to hold those thoughts. Was it 1984 we took that trip through the Northwest, visiting Seattle, Rajneeshpuram, Sandpoint, Idaho, and your dentist buddy in Montana? I remember one morning we went into this cafe for breakfast, and you were carrying a sack full of your special food and drink mixes, and you handed some bread, I think it was bread, for her to toast, and then you went to pee. I remember sitting there with that waitress looking at you as you disappeared into the bathroom. She had the most incredulous look on her face, and I tried to placate her by telling her to disregard the unusual requests because you were a big tipper. And then there's the time we were at a party and someone discovered you had a piano in the back of your pickup truck, and the whole party moved out to the street where your pickup was parked, and someone began playing that old out-of-tune wreck of a piano to a James Taylor tune. It was while I was remodeling your garage that I stumbled upon a book that altered the course of my life considerably. The book was Language, Thought, and Reality by Benjamin Lee Whorf. That was the loose thread that unraveled everything for me. I remember having a discussion with Judith in that garage apartment while I was working on it. I think she was still flying with Pan Am at that time. I was full of my newfound science requirements for medical school. There was almost nothing I didn't know at that time. I felt so privileged that fate would choose me to clue Judith in on the what's what with reality. Remember Frank Davila's Ducky? Who wouldn't? The Mockingbird Mansion is a lifetime of stories in and of itself. I'm going to quit here, at least for now, but I kind of think I'd like to do more of this if my fingers can hold up to the typing. I get these neurological pulses that run through my hands that make typing difficult, and with my voice already gone, it's starting to look like I'm turning into Helen Keller. Before I go, I'd like you to hear a song that is dear to my heart. I hope you enjoy it.
Didn't I tell you, do not go there, for I am your friend in this mirage of fading shadows. I am life without end, even if you run in anger for 100,000 years. I am where the path clears. Didn't I tell you I am the ocean and you are the fish? Don't go to the dry land, I am the only water you could wish. Didn't I tell you, don't be fooled by the world's design? I am the painter of your joy, the artist of the divine. Didn't I tell you, do not fly like a bird to the snare? Come back to me, I am your wings, I am the power of the air. Didn't I tell you, they will rob you and leave you cold? But I am the fire, the warmth of your soul, as I foretold. They put ugly masks upon your face to make you forget that I am the source of beauty, the purest love you've met. Don't ask how the stars align or how the world is spun. I am the creator without limits, I am the only one. If you are the lamp of the heart, you know where to roam. And if you seek the divine, know that I